feel like we're ready? All right. So this is the tacking material that glues the photograph essentially to the mount board, okay? And I'm gonna take a knife and cut me a piece of this stuff. It needs to obviously fit, otherwise I'll use, yeah, it looks like that'll work. And only you're cutting on these mats. There's mats here, and there's mats over there, and they're designed to self-heal when we do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that this sticks out over the photograph, and I am going to then use this tacking iron, and I'm going to place it right in the middle there, and that's going to cause it to adhere to the image, right? All right, so this is important to have your gloves on so you don't get your grubby little fingerprints all over the finished print. And then I'm going to take one of these with the corkboard back so it doesn't damage your image, and I'm going to put it right visually along. You getting that there? Mm-hmm. Okay, right here. And I'm going to cut that away. Nice and straight, nice and perfect, right? Now if you screw this up, and some of you will, remember my reference about you guys in kindergarten? Those that could cut straight and those that could not. So there's gonna be somebody that's gonna do this, and they're gonna, now don't cut your fingers off either. Okay, it's a sharp knife. And look at there, there's a thumbprint right there. I already messed it up, see? All right. All right, so there's my trash, but that little backing is stuck to that, right? But I did it right in the middle, not out on the edges. I did it right there, so that it gives me the ability to mount it then to this. But I got to get this properly positioned. Remember how I talked about getting it so that it's justified up just a little bit? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this mounting board, and this is a little bigger than what your mounting boards are going to be, but it'll work for this. It works the same way no matter what I have. So I put it in the upper corner. Doesn't really matter if you do the right or left hand side. So upper left corner for me, right as you're looking through there. And I'm going to measure the distance from there to the edge. So it is 7 1/4. So what's half of 7 1/4? What's half of 7? What's half of 7? 3 1/2, right? So we're going to go half of 7 1/4 is 3 1/2. And it's just a little bit past that, so I'm going to go one little. So I am at 7 and whatever that is. Okay, so I'm exactly halfway from there to there, and I come down here and do the same thing, right? Okay, sorry about that. Didn't mean to lance your leg there. And then this side here, bless you. Yeah. 9 1/4. What's half of 9? What?
4 1/2.
4 1/2. So it's just a little bit past that, right? 4 1/2. And so I'm going to come up just right around there. And so 4 1/2 plus a little bit, and 4 1/2 plus a little. All right. So I've got my halfway and my halfway. All right. So to get this right, I take this mark here and this mark here, and I just put a very light score. I don't have to go all the way up, but just a light score, and you don't need to grind it in there really hard or anything. And now here's the trick. I'm going to go from the bottom of the photograph back over to this halfway mark, and where it intersects with this north and south piece, I'm gonna put a little notch, a little mark. And that's gonna give me the exact place to put this corner. And I line it on perfectly on that little line that I got, and it's exactly halfway in the middle, and it's justified to the top by that little half geometry thing that I did. You look puzzled.
I just know I'm gonna mess this up.
Okay, that's fine. All right, that's okay. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that that thing is straight. Looks like I didn't cut it the best. It's C+ work, right? And I'm going to show you a couple things how we can straighten this whole board might not even be straight in the first place, but we're just pretending that it is for this. The stuff you get will be. All right, so then all I got to do is take this tacking iron and I separate this plastic on the back and just nice and slowly tack it down, and now it's held in place. Not done, it's just held in place so that it's not gonna, and I can do it twice if I want to. I can come up here and tack it. What happens sometimes though is kids will put a bubble in there, they'll tack it, and then it doesn't lay out straight, and you end up with a bubble, and then that's pretty noticeable. That's also C+ work. C's get degrees, right?
Yes.
Okay, now we're gonna go cook this baby. Okay, so it's stuck, but it's not completely adhered. Okay, questions to this point? Everything I just did is written on here, and it's in that wonderful little video. Okay, let's go over here. I'm gonna toss it into the press. Now, in the press, I've got a couple of boards, and then I've got this green paper. It's called release paper, and it's designed to just do that. I've got a couple of sheets of release paper between the greens. See that? So it won't stick to it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this and tuck it right in between the greens of that release paper, and I'm going to make sure that it's not sticking out over these cardboards, because if I press this down and they're kind of not lined up, I'll put a crease in it and it'll become extremely evident. So we're going to go ahead and press that baby down, and then we're going to hang out, and you can hit pause